That October night was colder than usual. The air smelled of damp soil and dying leaves. Every gust of wind seemed to carry a whisper, faint, almost human. I was driving home through the back roads after visiting my friend, and the storm that rolled in made the road nearly invisible. My headlights flickered once, and in that momentary flash of darkness, I saw it, a lantern glowing faintly in the middle of an empty field. I slowed down. The light was steady, swaying slightly, as if someone were holding it. At first, I thought it might be a farmer or a lost traveler, but as I looked closer, I realized there was no figure. The lantern floated. It hovered just above the ground, its dim orange flame untouched by the rain. Curiosity overpowered caution. I pulled over and stepped into the wet grass. Each step sank into the mud, and the smell of decay grew stronger. The lantern glowed brighter the closer I got, casting long shadows across the drenched field. When I was only a few feet away, I could finally make out a faint shape behind it, a figure. Faceless, motionless, and tall. The storm raged louder, but the air around me fell silent. My breath came out in shallow gasps. The figure turned, slowly, unnaturally, as though the bones inside it were bending the wrong way. It tilted its head and lifted the lantern higher, revealing dozens of footprints circling where it stood, as if it had been pacing there for hours, waiting. I stumbled back, my boots sinking deep into the mud. As I tried to break free, the lantern suddenly went out. Complete darkness. The only sound was the rain hammering down. Then came the whisper, right beside my ear, "You shouldn't have come." I ran. I don't remember how I reached my car, but when I slammed the door shut and looked back, the lantern was glowing again, this time much closer to the road. I sped away, tires spinning, but the glow followed in my rearview mirror until I turned onto the main road. The next morning, when I passed that same field again, it was empty. No footprints. No lantern. Just a patch of scorched grass in the shape of a circle, and in the center, a single muddy handprint pressed into the earth. To this day, I avoid that road every October. Locals say it's haunted by a man who vanished during a storm decades ago, his lantern still wandering the fields, searching for a way home. It started 2 nights before Halloween. The rain hadn't stopped for hours, and the streets were slick with reflections of streetlights and shadows. I had just moved into a small rental house on Willow Lane, an old place with creaky floors and wallpaper that peeled like dry skin. The landlord told me no one had stayed there long. Too cold, he said, but his eyes told a different story. That night I couldn't sleep. The wind whistled through cracks in the window, and the floorboards groaned as though someone were walking across them. Around 2 a.m., I heard it, a faint tapping from the attic. Tap, tap, tap. I tried to ignore it, but it grew louder, faster, almost impatient. I grabbed a flashlight and climbed the stairs. The attic door was old, painted over too many times, but it creaked open slowly. Dust filled the air, and the beam of my flashlight cut through it like mist. In the far corner was a rocking chair, moving. No wind, no explanation. Just rocking, steady and slow. I stepped closer. The air grew colder with every breath. On the floor, I saw a child's toy, a small porcelain doll with cracked cheeks and eyes too human to be painted. The tapping sound had stopped, but the rocking continued. Then, faintly, a whisper, "You came back?" I ran down the stairs and slammed the attic door. My hands were shaking. When I turned, I froze, muddy. Footprints led from the attic to the hallway and stopped right in front of me. I didn't hear anyone come down, yet the prints were fresh, wet, dripping. The next night, I packed to leave. I didn't care about the deposit or the rain outside, but before I could open the door, the lights went out. Darkness swallowed the house, and from the attic came that same slow tapping, now joined by soft laughter, the voice of a child echoing through the walls. When the morning came, I found the door wide open, though I swear I had locked it. The rocking chair was still moving when the police came, though the air inside was perfectly still. They found nothing, no intruder, no footprints. Just a single line carved into the attic wall. "You always come back." That house still stands on Willow Lane. No one stays there for more than a few nights. But sometimes when it rains in late October, people passing by swear they see a small lantern glowing in the attic window, and a doll sitting in the rocking chair waiting.